So, what if you could stop wasting time and just start living a life with real purpose? Well, we're going to break down how to answer one of life's biggest questions. And you know what? The secret is surprisingly simple.
Yeah, let's start right there. What am I doing with my life? I mean, it is a huge question, right? And if you've ever felt kind of overwhelmed by it, trust me, you are not alone. But facing this question head on, that's the first absolutely crucial step toward a life that actually feels like it's yours.
Because, the truth is, it's so easy to fall into a routine. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. You're busy, sure, but are you truly living? That's the trap of autopilot, where days just kind of bleed into years, and there's no real intention behind it all.
Okay, so this is the crucial point. The whole myth of the perfect moment. It's the single biggest thief of our dreams. Seriously, if you're waiting for everything to be just right, you're going to be waiting forever. The only time you really have is right now.
So, to see how this plays out in real life, let's talk about a guy named Daniel. His story is, well, it's a cautionary tale, and it's a really powerful example of just how high the cost of later can be. Just look at how his excuses change over time. He always dreamed of being a teacher, but later was his go-to answer. After school, I'm too tired right now. Then he gets a job, and it's, I just don't have the time. And then, eventually, he just tells himself it's too late. See, each excuse probably felt reasonable in the moment, but you add them all up, they stole 20 years of his life. But here's the thing. Daniel's story doesn't actually end in regret. At 45, he finally did it. He took action and became a teacher. And his journey gives us this really hard-won piece of wisdom. It's never, ever too late to start, but it's always too early to quit on yourself. All right, so we've seen the problem. The big question is, how do we avoid falling into that same trap? Well, it comes down to a pretty clear toolkit for change, and it's broken down into 3 essential keys for taking action. So here they are. First, you gotta truly value your time. Second, consciously choose action over regret. And third, understand the incredible power of taking small, consistent steps. Okay, let's break each of these down. We've all heard that saying, time is money, right? But there's a really important difference. Think about it. You can always lose money and earn it back. But time, you can never get back a single minute you've lost. Every moment that passes is gone forever. That makes it our most valuable thing, period. Okay, now let's talk about regret. What's so wild is that when you talk to older people about what they regret most, it's almost never their failures. It's the chances they didn't take, the things they didn't do. Not learning something new, not trying for a dream, not traveling, not loving. It just proves that the pain of doing nothing is almost always worse than the sting of trying and failing.
So this can become a really powerful mantra for your daily decisions. Whenever you're faced with a choice, stay in your comfort zone or take a chance, just frame it like this. Am I choosing action or am I choosing regret?
And this brings us to our third key, which honestly might be the most empowering one of all. You don't need to completely change your entire life overnight. Not at all. Massive change is just the result of tiny, consistent actions. Reading one page of a book, doing one 15-minute lesson, one small step every single day.
So what does this actually look like when you do it right? Well, let's contrast Daniel's story with an inspiring example. Let's talk about Sarah, because she shows us exactly what happens when you embrace these ideas.
So Sarah, she wanted to speak English fluently, but she was really afraid of making mistakes. So instead of signing up for some huge, overwhelming course, she made a different choice. She just committed to 15 minutes of practice every single morning. That's it. Just a small, manageable step that pretty much anyone could take.
So what happens when you repeat a small action like that every day? Well, after just 1 year of those 15-minute sessions, the effect wasn't just a little bit of progress. It was a huge shift that completely changed the course of her entire life. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. And this wasn't just some vague feeling she had. The results were real. You could see them. She got a new job. She met new friends. She started to travel. She gained this whole new confidence that opened up a world of possibilities for her. And all of that, it came from just 15 minutes a day. Okay, so we've seen the cautionary tale, and we've seen the success story. Now for the most important part. We've got to turn this lens back on ourselves. It's time to redefine your own path, and it starts today. First things first, let's redefine what success even means. Because real success has nothing to do with money or fame. It's an inside job. It's about asking yourself, am I living with purpose? Am I using my time wisely? Am I a little bit better today than I was yesterday?
See, that's the mindset that sets you free. You have to stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel online. Everyone's got a different story. Your only focus should be on your own growth. Your success is your progress. So let this be your new declaration. Every single day you wake up is another chance. It's a gift. Don't waste it on fear or laziness or waiting for someday.
Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things are perfect. Your future is being built by the actions you take in this very moment. It starts right now.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. We know the perfect time is now. So, what is your first small step? It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something. What's it going to be?